All right. So, good morning, greetings, and welcome to day two of Sounding the Mother Portal. I am live inside of the Social Distance Fest, and I'm also live on my personal page. And I really don't want the energy being co-opted by the rattle, the sound. So I'm holding my phone until my tripod decided it wanted to break this weekend, and until I get another cord for my um, pad, well, which I'll do today. I'm using the computer, and so it creates a bit of a whir, a buzz when I leave the phone resting there. So welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to day two of Sounding the Mother Portal. And so I'm really, really, really excited to be here on day two. And what I have to share with you all today as I walk in the power of who I am, right? And I have to say it that way. And it's going to sound weird to some folks. It's going to sound weird to some folks. It sounds almost strange to me because I can't believe that I'm saying these words, but I know it to be so. I know it to be so. The mother has used me for a very long time, and it's an energy that is very natural for me to allow to come through. So I've decided to embody that, right? To be that consciously and intentionally, right? So today's conversation in the Mother Portal and the Sacred Mother Portal, or through the Sacred Mother Portal, is going to be around the world is changing. As we just allow that to settle in, right? The world is changing. And that means a lot of things to different people. For some people, it's apocalyptic. For some people, it's joy. But the one thing we can all agree upon, I believe, is that what we have had, it's not going to be what we will have into the future. And this brings us to the space of having to deal with what it means to be an agent of change. As an agent of change, it literally means one who is aware that these changes are happening and have therefore been activated to play out a part, a role in this change that's happening. There's very little that we can do to stop these changes. These changes are gonna happen. These changes are happening. And so we now have the opportunity, depending upon how we look at it, to flow or to resist. To flow or to resist. And flowing as well as resisting is related to two very primal and primary energies. Those two very primary and primal energies are the feeling of love and the feeling of fear. When we are moved and motivated by fear, we will operate from a space of resistance. We will resist it. We will fight it. We will demonize it. It will be the most terrible thing that could have ever happened in our lives because we are afraid. We are afraid of change. Things have been going just fine, or at least it's the devil that I know. Many people operate from this idea of the devil that I know. And the devil that I know is much safer than the devil that I don't know. Therefore, I will refuse and rebuke anything that would put me in a place where I may have to come undone. My beliefs may be challenged. The things that have felt comfortable to me, even if they weren't good to me, they've been comfortable. And I'm scared. So it causes us to operate in the energy of resistance. As the world is changing, though, there are those of us who are choosing to operate from a different frequency. And that's the energy of flow. And flow comes from the spirit of love. What do I mean by the spirit of love? Like, I want to make sure that I keep this very simple. Because I can speak on high language, and there will be times that I will. But it's most important that I bring us all along, as many as we can collect. We need as many people as we can collect and connect to choose. See, I can't force you to do anything. That's the old paradigm. That's the resistance. That is, I know that this thing wants to grow, but instead of it letting it grow, I want it to be this way, so I'll kill it first. That's the resistance that we're no longer operating in. Many of us are not. The earth is not. In fact, that has become the antithesis, that's the word, antithesis to our becoming. The antithesis to our becoming has been the old paradigm that is operated out of fear and therefore resistance. But as I said, many of us have chosen flow. We've chosen love. And there's something that happens when you choose flow and when you choose love. You begin to face and overcome situations, thought patterns, belief systems, all these things that were keeping you in a particular state are no longer either relevant or they will not allow, you have to deal with it in order to move on. And it welcomes us into the spirit of love. And as we walk in the spirit of love, there becomes this, I call it zoom in, zoom out exercise, right? The zoom in, zoom out exercise is one in which we realize that, oh, this thing is too scary, it's too big, so you zoom out. And when you zoom out and you take it in as a part of the whole thing shifting, the whole thing changing, then it may be less scary, yes? When you zoom out. However, when you zoom, there are also times where your zoom out can keep you detached. You're being zoomed out from the realities of the world can keep you detached and only personalized with yourself. So then you are to stay in love and to stay in flow. Spirit will have you zoom in and open your heart. So much of this work that we're moving in is calling for a heart expansion and breath. Breathing in, breathing out, and allowing our hearts to expand. And that's some scary stuff for traumatized beings. And let's get it clear. Let's keep it very clear. All of us, to some degree, are traumatized. And if I'm looking from place to place, it's because I'm trying to hold space with people in two different screens. And it's kind of weird, but it'll do. And y'all will feel me, and we'll just keep on going. But I just wanted to chap in and say that. We are being expanded. We are having to learn that love really is. And that's hard for traumatized people. But some of us have done the very hard work of going through our traumas, going through them, not burying them. Because when you bury traumas, they just pop back up like weeds that you don't want until you accept the gift of the medicine that they bring. The world is changing. And we can refuse our medicine, or we can take it like big boys and girls. We can take our medicine like big boys and girls and choose love. So what does that mean in a space where everybody absolutely believes from their heart of hearts from their heart of hearts that their position is the right position. That's when it gets really difficult, right? Because so many people believe that their position is the right position. And it is right based on your originating point, your starting point. Everyone has an originating point or a starting point from whence their thoughts and their beliefs about life began. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everyone believes that their belief system is right based on what they hold in their heart, right? There are many people holding truth as the absolute that others are like, how can you believe that? And they're looking at you saying, how can you believe that? This is a time that calls for the paradigm of zooming out. How do I expand my worldview to even understand this other person? We have to find a way to understand and allow space for truth. There is truth that is wanting to reveal itself to us. However, there are those who have wormy belief systems, and I call them wormy because it's almost like something went in and burrowed itself, and it became now the point at which we create our thoughts about what the future would be. Oh, my friend is here. Oh my gosh, I see my friend. And you know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to call your name because I'm going to put this on YouTube. And I don't want to call you out on YouTube. But I'm grateful to see you. As we move in a space of trust and love and flow, I cannot tell you that the world changing will mean that you will stay the same, because it absolutely does not. You will not stay the same. In our changing world, none of us will stay the same. So, we can either shrink in our resistance and the energy of anger. We can shrink and become these contracted or expanded balls of anger and fear and high intense emotion to harm the other, or we can learn to accept the truth that it matters to us. Move in the peace within this process that is important to us. We can move in the peace of this process and allow the truth of what is true for you to not mean that you now have to go and bash it over someone else's head. So often we feel this need to come bash others with our truths. We do not have the time to do that work. The earth is requiring greater. The earth is requiring greater of us. That we would choose love, expansion, coming undone, moving through the pains, accepting that pain is inevitable, suffering is an option, recognizing that anger, no matter how righteous it is only supposed to be a flash or a fuel, but it should not be the only thing that drives you, because if it is, then you are now being moved by that fire, and that fire will consume everything in its way. Anger has a way of showing up and chewing on people who have no reason to be the ones we're angry with, because then we're triggered. And anytime the smallest fuel comes, we blaze up, burning people, places, and things. Wildfires. Burning people, places, and things. So, brothers and sisters of the light, I welcome you to accept that the changes are inevitable and to get on the front end of life. Become one who would change the changes, one who will guide the changes. And there are those who are guiding the changes. We all are. But I invite you to do so from the vantage point of your heart. I invite you to do so from the vantage point of your heart. to tune in to your sacred and divine heart and decide from there. And be willing to make a mistake, be willing to be wrong, be willing to try again, be willing to get up again, be willing to say, I did this, be willing to say, I know you did that, but that's not for me to change. Only thing for me to change is me. Therefore, I will do the hard work of changing me. I learned a long time ago to move my buttons. And I found that as I've moved my buttons from place to place of what triggers me, that I'm very rarely triggered now. And the things that trigger me are important things. And then I have to again hold my peace. Because the person who I am allowing to be in the front, and not just my emotional inclinations of what has gotten under my skin. I'm bigger than that. You are too. We are bigger than that. And we're going to have to do the work of holding high frequencies because the earth is requiring it. So I'm now going to go ahead, and there'll be more things. I invite you to ask me questions. If you are someone who is hearing language and you don't quite understand it, if you're trying to understand this idea of quantum world and 3D and 4D and 5D and light workers, and if you're trying to understand all these things, heart resonance, if you're trying to understand these words and they don't make sense, please, please, please ask, because there will be others who will need to know, and the answer I give you may be an answer that will serve them. I call them blue light specials. So when you have a blue light special, that's when I got some stuff in my inbox and I come out and I say, okay, here's the blue light special for today. And the blue light is really the embodying of the mother arc. It's the embodying of the mother arc, and I'm going to talk to you from the place of a mother who absolutely loves you so much, and she wants you to feel her heart as you make your decision. As you see if the words resonate, if the truth hits home, and if not, that you've at least been supported enough to know that those things weren't the answers. So you might have some, it might refine your search for truth. Everyone is on their own search for truth. So I'm going to pick up my sticks now, and I'm going to play my bowls. I'm going to play the bowls today. But I just really, really, really want to let you all know how much, and just how important you are, how important we are, and that this work that we are collectively doing be done. We are the change. The world is changing. We are the world, and we are changing. So just work with you, and let's see what that does for you. Work with you, and see what that does for your family, for your sisters, for your brothers, for your mothers, for your fathers, for your children. Work with you, and let your light shine. Thank you. So if you can join me in some breath as we move into the sounding of the bowls. Join me with breath as we breathe in and breathe out. Again, breathing in and breathing out. And as we breathe in, allow our bodies to take in the grace of that breath. And as we breathe out, feel the exquisiteness of release and letting go. And as you let go, the body will yearn to receive yet again. And let go. And continue with your breath and your mindfulness. We are here for love. We are here We are here for love, for love, for love. For love, we are here for love, for love, for love, transformed by love, here for love, transformed by love. We are here, we're here for love, love. We're here for love, love. We're here for love, love. We're here for love. For she so loved the world, she believed in her children. For she so loved the world, she believed in their strength. For she so loved the world, she sent them forth with good tidings. She sent them truth, knowing that its opposite would unveil. She sent them hope, knowing that many times they would fail. She sent them strength, knowing that they would feel weak and powerless. She sent them love so that they would know themselves. For love releases the power of all. For love reveals the courage to face it all. And yes, love us forth with great tidings, that if we choose love, our hopes and dreams will achieve. Each with gifts unique unto our vessel, to find our sight, we will find our way to our souls. Our souls find our way to our souls. Find our souls so that we could be made whole. Find our soul redeemed by the light of love. We are made whole. We are made whole. We are made Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will greet you again tomorrow. Many blessings as we open the way for the mother's love.